Often a computer program must make choices on which way to proceed. That's where conditionals come in. Conditionals are the way that computers make decisions. They are usually in the form of a mathematical statement using equal to, less than, or greater than, and they will always be either true or false. There are three basic types of conditionals: if statements, if-else statements, and elif statements. For the purpose of today, we're only going to focus on if statements and if-else statements. An if statement is the simplest conditional statement. For example, this is a statement written in a popular programming language called Python. It reads, if 9 equals 9, print correct. It tells the computer program to check the statement 9 equals 9 and determine if it's true or false. If it is true, the computer program should display the word correct. And if it's false, well, in this case, the computer will do nothing. Do you notice the double equal sign? The double equal sign checks to see if two values are the same or equal. A single equal sign assigns a value to a variable, like in x equals 7. And the word print, well, it doesn't really print. It just means to display a word or an action. More often than not, the computer needs to know what to do if the conditional is false. That's where the else code comes in. An if-else statement allows the computer to test a condition and execute a chunk of code if it's true, or execute a different chunk of code if it's false. So if we look back at the last example and make it an if-else statement, the computer will now display better luck next time if the statement is not true. So in other words, if 9 does not equal 9, the computer would display better luck next time. Let's try this one. On this one, the value of x is given to us. Remember the single equal sign? Well, it's telling us that x is equal to 3. The if statement tells the computer to check if the value of x is less than 10. Well, the value of x, which is 3, is indeed less than 10. So the if statement is true. Therefore, the program will display hello. If the value of x was 11, the computer would then display goodbye, because x is, well, you got it, x is greater than 10. So the statement would be false. Say you wanted to play a guessing game with a friend. It would look like this. In this statement, the user is asked to guess a number and enter it into the computer. If the user enters 7, what do you think the program will display? Well, the program will display UN because 7 is larger than 3. This conditional asks the user to enter a positive integer. An integer is just a fancy name for a number. Let's look at the if statement. It says if the user enters a number less than 7, the program will display x plus 2, x being the number that the user chose, plus 2. Otherwise, if the number the user enters is greater than 7, the program will simply display a 1. Let's say that the user enters the number 4. Well, 4 is less than 7, so the program will display 6, because 4, which is the value of x, plus 2 equals 6. There are many different programming languages. This is an example of JavaScript. Notice that it doesn't use the word print, but rather uses the x variable to tell the computer what to display. Each language has its own code, but they all do pretty much the same thing, which is tell the computer what to do next. You're now ready to try some if-else statements on your own. See your teacher for your assignment.
created using Powtoon.